Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. This is where we really get into the experiences and notes you share with us. And today, wow, we're heading back to the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, the time, as one of you perfectly put it, when life was rewound with a pencil.
Yeah.
It feels like a time of, well, just a unique kind of simplicity, right? Everyday magic.
Yeah.
So our mission today is to really dig in and understand what made it feel so special, beyond just the nostalgia factor. I still have this vivid memory. Maybe trauma is too strong a word, but my dad recording over my favorite cartoon with the cricket match. Oh, the pain. But then also just the pure joy of a 5 rupee orange ice cream. Simple stuff. What a time. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, it's actually really insightful to look back at the 90s because, understanding that time isn't just nostalgia, it's like a lens, really. It
Wow.
helps us see how our relationship with technology, with community, even our attention spans, how much things have shifted.
Mm.
We'll be looking at how these sort of everyday things, landlines, dollar money, you name it, how they shaped a whole generation's experience and how they still echo today.
That's a great point. And maybe nowhere is that shift clearer than in how we actually used our gadgets back then. Let's start there with 90s tech. It really demanded something different from us, didn't it? Like the Walkman. That felt like the absolute ultimate gadget, the peak of personal cool.
You've absolutely nailed something important there. The Walkman, it wasn't just passive listening. It kind of fostered this sense of interaction. I mean, think about it using a pencil carefully to rewind a cassette tape just to save battery life.
Oh, yeah, totally. A definite skill.
Exactly. It wasn't just a trick. It was a common, deliberate skill. And that, I think, points to how we valued that hands-on engagement, maybe even expected our stuff to last longer. It's such a stark contrast to today's, passive scrolling and things becoming obsolete so fast.
And speaking of things lasting,
Hmm.
the Nokia 3310, the legend. Mine felt like you could throw it against a wall and it would be fine. Maybe the wall wouldn't be.
You're not wrong. It was basically a hammer, wasn't it?
Pretty much.
That sheer durability, plus its like laser focus on just calls and texts, well, mostly calls back then, and Snake.
Can't forget Snake.
Never.
Yeah, yeah.
But it really spoke to a different set of expectations, right? We wanted reliable, functional, not necessarily a million features and constant updates. And that ringtone
Oh, the ringtone. Iconic.
briefly hums the classic Nokia tune. It
Yeah.
kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Did that simplicity actually make us appreciate the device more?
That's interesting. And that feeling, that sort of shared experience, it wasn't just personal tech. It really dominated the living room, too. 90s TV wasn't just something you watched. It felt more like a ritual, almost like worship sometimes. I had to bring up Shaktiman. Sunday, 12 p.m. Non-negotiable.
Oh, absolutely. Shaktiman was appointment television, Sunday, 12 p.m. sharp. And you mentioned the remote control wars.
The struggle was real.
It really was. And it highlights that shared viewing experience we just don't have in the same way now. That one screen, it wasn't just entertainment. It was like a cultural meeting point.
Yeah.
Whole families, whole neighborhoods sometimes, watching the same story unfold, laughing at the same jokes, talking about it the next day. It probably created a more, I don't know, unified conversation nationally. Something
Mhm.
that's maybe a bit fragmented now with everyone streaming different things at different times.
That makes sense. And cartoons, too. The Jungle Book, DuckTales.
Captain Viam,
Yeah.
that unique excitement.
Yes. And Chitrahar. That felt like our version of YouTube back then, didn't it? The main place for music videos.
It really did function like that, like a curated national playlist almost. But again, the key thing was that shared experience, anticipation, discovery, all together. That this raises an important question, I think. What did we gain or maybe lose by moving away from that shared ritual around the TV?
Food for thought. And speaking of being together and maybe less screen time overall, let's talk about playing outside. So much of a 90s childhood seemed to happen outdoors, screen-free. Games like the Langdi, Chunjai, definitely Gully Cricket, Ludo inside. I distinctly remember plotting escape routes after inevitably breaking someone's window with a cricket ball. Very detailed plans.
Huh. That's a perfect picture of it, isn't it? The ingenuity and the social side of it all. These weren't just games. You were learning negotiation, teamwork, problem solving, how to talk your way out of trouble.
Definitely learning that last one.
And, building real relationships face to face. Remember playing snakes and ladders? And maybe, just maybe, slightly nudging the dice.
Chuckles, hey, that wasn't
Yeah.
cheating. That was just
Yeah.
creative luck management.
Exactly. That's the perfect phrase for it. That innocent mischief, The rules were a bit more flexible. But it really makes you think about how important that physical play, that direct interaction was for for everything, for learning, for memory making. It's a different kind of connection, forged right there on the playground or the street. You learn to read people, navigate things in real time.
Yeah, that perspective really shifts things. And it wasn't just the big games, was it? Even the simple pleasures felt huge back then. Things like getting a pack of Uncle Chips or those Phantom cigarette candies. Having those was like instant playground swag.
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing how those small, tangible things became almost like social currency. Think about Big Babble chewing gum.
Oh, yeah, the bubble contests.
Right. Blowing the biggest bubble, that was serious status, a real tangible skill display. And then, of course, Tazos.
Tazos, Pokemon Tazos especially, that wasn't just collecting. It felt like a mission.
A genuine mission. Finding the rare ones, trading.
And keeping them safe. I had mine in a specific little tin box. So important.
Yes. And that detail, the tin box, it highlights the point, doesn't it? These physical items, they held immense value. They created these shared experiences, this sense of, I don't know, community and a real accomplishment, way before digital collectibles. It makes you appreciate how scarcity, real physical scarcity, drove those shared moments and that personal pride. It feels quite different from, the sometimes limitless digital stuff we have now.
That's so true. Okay, finally, let's touch on communication. Before everyone had a phone in their pocket, before the internet was everywhere, landline calls.
Yeah.
Oh, the risk involved. Trying to have a private chat when your parents could pick up any second.
Oh, that was the ultimate tightrope walk, wasn't it? Pure stealth required. And that classic opening line if you were calling a friend.
Let me guess.
Hello, Auntie.
Exactly. Hello, Auntie. Friend's name Hun Huncha.
That formality, that sort of public declaration of making a call because the phone was shared, it meant every call felt deliberate. Intentional.
Yeah.
And for the really private stuff, diaries became these secret repositories, writing love letters, pouring out feelings.
As if it was going to be a bestseller.
Precisely. As if it would become a bestseller. But the core thing there, I think, is the effort, the intentionality needed for any communication. The lack of instant messaging, maybe it forced deeper, more considered connections, more valued perhaps. If we connect this to the bigger picture, what does this tell us about privacy and intimacy back then when communication wasn't quite so instant?
Wow, that really puts it in perspective. Looking back, it feels like time moved, well, maybe slower, but it was definitely packed with fun.
I think that's right. We didn't have Wi-Fi everywhere, constant connectivity, but there was this profound sense of real connection, human connection. This raises an important question. What parts of that sort of rewound life, that slower pace, could actually enrich our lives today? Perhaps, just perhaps, the ingenuity we needed back then to find fun, to connect without all the tech maybe that's shaped how we innovate now, taught us to value the tangible, the deliberate, the human element.
That's a wonderful thought to end on. For today, that wraps up our deep dive. I really hope this trip back to the 90s brought back some good memories, maybe a smile or two. If it did, feel free to share this deep dive with anyone else you think might enjoy this little nostalgic journey. Remember, rewind, enjoy, and relive those moments. Bye, 90s family.